feel safe. And I'm sure I don't need to explain why it's so important to feel safe when you're down in the dumps and going through when you're going through a difficult mental moment. So really making sure my environment reflects not my energy, because the energy is dark, but reflects where I want to be, where I wish I was. Like sometimes I'll put on an ambiance video that is at a location I'd like to travel to, like Paris, and it'll be you're in a hotel room in Paris, and outside of the hotel room there's an Eiffel Tower lit up with the lights in it, something really beautiful. And sometimes I'll just sit there and stare at it and daydream. So I guess this is a 2-in-1. Not only, so it's like making sure my environment is one that feels safe and cozy so that I can escape the mental anguish by daydreaming. And if you've ever daydreamed, you know how good that feels to just sit there and let your mind wander and create a made-up scenario in your head that you would be so happy if it came to fruition, if it was a real thing that you were experiencing. That's something that really helps me as well. And then there are many, many, many things, but these are the big ones. So the big kahuna, what really, and I said there was no order, but I guess I kind of fibbed unintentionally, because if I had to rank them, this would be number 1. But the thing that really helps me out of a mental health spiral is leaning into my spirituality, practicing and studying and listening to and living, eating, breathing spirituality. And I get questions all the time. I've lost track of the amount of questions I've gotten about my spirituality, and people being like, can you please make a video on it? And while I might sometime in the future, what I'll say right here, right now, is that reading a book from a spiritual teacher that I resonate with, or watching an audio clip, listening to an audio clip or interview or whatever it is that I can find from that spiritual teacher, and meditating on whatever piece of knowledge I discovered in the spiritual book that I was reading, or whatever I heard in that particular audio, meditating on it and really engulfing myself in the spiritual teachings and knowledge that I am consuming at that time. It is everything. It is everything. What I will say here is there are endless amounts of spiritual teachers out there, and I encourage you to find one. I encourage I was in a stage where I kept asking for help and guidance, and my teacher found me, and in many different ways, and they kept popping up, the name kept popping up. I would go to the grocery store and hear a conversation, and they would drop the name Abraham Hicks, as I'm pushing my cart down the aisle. Like, it was like it was chasing me. And one day, I sat down and I said, okay, let's see what this person is about. And I dived in, and I haven't looked back since. And it has been a game changer. And finding a spiritual teacher doesn't mean that all of your worries and your troubles will automatically disappear, but it really, really does help, because it's similar to religion. It gives you something to believe in. It gives you hope. And as humans, that's one of the most important things. We need to feel a sense of hope, especially when we're going through something difficult. so